Hi everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. Today is the third episode in our Doom Tower hardest versions possible of the Doom Tower bosses series, and we're going up against the Nether Spider on floor 110 of Rotation 2. I've actually got us through the waves, and let's just dive right in, guys. So, number one, this is not a full auto composition, okay? This is a composition, at least right now, that does need to be played on manual. Specifically as well because, actually let me pause it so that we're not going to go the timer too far, but specifically because we need our team here to get to the boss with their abilities off cooldown. If they do put in that feature at some point where they said they would, where they would let you disable certain abilities on specific waves, so I could say, you know, Geomancer, don't use your HP burn on wave 1 or 2, but prioritize it as number 1 against the boss, things might change. But let's dive in. So first up we got Astralon. He skips to the front of the queue thanks to his passive, and he is going to do an AoE stun which locks down the Spiderlings. Brogni is going to protect us with a nice shield. Then Geomancer is really the key. He's going to be doing huge damage to the spider by reflecting damage with his HP burn. So he puts the burn on the spider, also depletes its turn meter. We can actually just smack the spider with A1 with Vogoth, which puts his, as you can see, it does put his poisons really high, but we don't worry about that. We've got Stone Skin Helior. He doesn't need to be Stone Skin, but Helior's in here. He's going to take all our poisons and put them on the boss. And now we've got a whole bunch of really big stack poisons on the boss. We actually got a bit lucky in terms of the timings there, that we did get decreased defense on as well. That might actually speed us up. I'm actually going to smack these and remove their counterattack, so it's going to make the boss hit us more. Actually, let's just smack him with some A1s, extend these even more. We blew up one Spiderling, that's okay. He's probably going to counterattack us like mad right now. Bunch of extra hits. These are triggering a whole bunch of extra damage on him, which is exactly what I want. Gives us a lot of extra poisons, but we can live with it. We're going to get a bit of a shield from Helior, thanks buddy. And yeah, we're just going to go back to smacking stuff. There we go. Okay, cool. You probably could auto it at this point. We do lose one character, that's okay. These Spiderlings going to attack us. Bam, bam, bam. The boss, he's having a fun time. What can we say? So now we can't actually do our attack here. What we can do is we can just burn the boss again. That's fine. He's going to smack us. Helior is going to smack him. And to the boss. We don't want to trigger these counterattacks. Disaster if we do. And he's dead. Boom, like that. That was actually my fastest time. That's hilarious. Look at that. The power of commentary. The power of commentary. I think the other times I did it, I didn't remove the counterattacks at Brogni, which meant the boss didn't actually kill us and we took some extra turns. But you can see the damage breakdown right here. How is it working? It's really a combo. It's mostly Geomancer, right? It's mostly Geomancer reflecting the damage. Helior is in there as like the best version of a cleanse because he puts the poisons back on the boss. Not necessary though. You don't actually need that. And Vogoth actually does a couple of fun things by being in the lead. What's he do by being in the lead? Number one, we need him in the lead for the accuracy aura because I don't have enough accuracy on Astralon or Geomancer. Actually, my gearing, it's a little bit off. They don't have enough accuracy, so he helps them hit those accuracy points. And then I think it's quite an interesting combo because he has a triple hitter A1 on the boss, right? And every time you hit the boss, it extends the duration of the poisons on you. It actually stacks Vogoth's poisons really high. So to the point where he'd just be one shot by the boss. It would be a disaster. You don't want to normally A1 the boss. But because Helior throws those poisons onto the boss, it can actually work out perfectly. Where he stacks his poisons up really high, then Helior throws them back. And I believe when Helior throws debuffs back, I don't know if he does himself first. He's got Stone Skin for me, so he doesn't have any debuffs, I don't think. Maybe he has some poisons. I don't think so, though. But I think he takes them off Vogoth first, which is why we got such high stack poisons on the spider, which was cool. But yeah, this is the team and how it works. So it's really quick. Let me show you the setup for this team. And by the way, this was I was on, you know, let me actually go grab that first of all. I'll be doing my missions. Let's just grab the mission just to have fun. I'm pre-recording, as you can see, stuff for during the week. Here we go. Nice void shards, some gems. So close. Look at this. Romantu is only 5 missions away. I just need to wait for Gomlock. I think it's going to take me 2 or 3, I think 2 more Doom Tower rotations to get him. But we'll get there. We'll get there. And we'll get all the secret rooms cleared on Doom Tower Rotation 1. Haven't beaten them on the others. Let me show you the team setup, then let me show you the best teams in the world so you can get an idea for what they actually do. So this is our setup right here. This is Nether Spider, perfect. And yeah, so Vogoth, he is going to prioritize A1, A2, but we're not really going to use it. Brogni just does his stuff as usual, as you can see. Actually, kind of important that Brogni doesn't have enough accuracy to place HP burn on the Nether Spider, because that would overwrite Geomancer's HP burn. So that's kind of a small thing. Astralon, he really doesn't need too much. He will skip the turn meter and go first with his AoE stun because of this. He just really needs enough accuracy to actually land the AoE stun. It does need to be booked. Alternatively, you can just rerun it until you do stun all the first set of spiders and you're good. Geomancer, again, his accuracy really should be higher, but he's in there to do his quicksand grasp on this. And then Helior is in, and you can see his stats right there. He's in for Harsh Light. I really wish I had this guy booked. He's one of the champions I really want to book. I think he'd be cool, but that's basically what he's here for. He also reduces our damage when we've debuffs. He takes that damage instead, and he can easily take it. As you can see, he lasts for ages. So there you go. I guess the AI setup doesn't really matter, but you can take a look at their stats and get an idea for their stats. None of them are in particularly important sets. He's in deflection, but it doesn't really matter. Helior's in stone skin, as you know. Brogni's in shield set. That one actually is important. I would put him in a shield set just to stay alive at the start, and that's basically it. Yes, I want to save the name of the team. And then the best teams, if we look at the clan, 45. So I'm actually, 45. There we go. Boom. I'm number 1. Hey, woohoo. Geomancer pulling us into the lead. You'll see global rankings are much faster, though. But yeah, this is number 1. Obviously, our wave clear is pretty slow. We don't have a dedicated wave clearer, so we waste a bunch of turns getting through the actual waves. The rest of the clan, they're using a lot of Drexstars. Drexstar actually pretty much every single team. Yeah, every team is using Drexstar, who just puts out burns on all the Nether Spider, the Spiderlings, and the Spider himself, and they kill it that way. And it's basically, nearly all of them is just a whole bunch of cleansers. Yeah, a whole bunch of cleansers almost exclusively. Whole bunch of defensive champions to keep them alive and get them to the boss safely, I guess. A Drexstar actually does pretty good wave clear too, but that's essentially what they're using, right? And Drexstar just does the work, and that works just fine, and it probably works on full auto, would be one of the advantages, whereas this one does not work full auto. If we look at global rankings, the global rankings are going to be more comparable to my team, except obviously much better. So for example, the top team here, they've got Vogoth but in the back, which is the more efficient position to put him in to actually heal. Then the key thing that they do is they have Venomage. Venomage comes in and puts AoE heal reduction out on an AoE hit, which stops the main spider being healed whenever the Spiderlings counterattack, so you can leave the Spiderlings to counterattack. That just gives you more damage on the boss, which is really cool. And yeah, the AoE hit also triggers those counterattacks, which is good. They use Sir Nick, probably, I'm not sure for what, maybe for Unkillable actually. Maybe to put Unkillable and some healing out. Also as an AoE attack, which puts a shield out as well to help you stay alive and also trigger more counterattacks at the same time. And then Trunda, who's probably in there to just clear through the first 2 waves. She might need a refresh accessory. I'm not sure if her A2 and A3 can both. Well, A3 would. I presume her A2 probably would clear wave 2 as well. But if it doesn't, she could just run a refresh accessory and proc her A3 twice in a row. Get onto the boss, and yeah, basically that's it. Maybe she even has refresh accessory proc 3 times in a row, so she gets all of her AoEs on the little spiders. I don't know. Haven't actually seen her run like this, but it's almost exclusively this exact team all the way down, which is hilarious. It is the best team. This one's a little bit different, but that is the general idea, this rotation. That's the general idea. There's a couple of alternatives, but yeah, there you go. So that is Nether Spider, floor 110 hard. A boss Geomancer basically is the key to getting through. Otherwise, you're looking at, and it's a manual fight with Geomancer. Otherwise, bunch of cleansers with a Drexstar, and you've got your full auto team right there. That's slower, but it gets the job done as well. Not worth farming this guy. It's a one and done sort of thing. So yeah, this is the team I use. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time for the final boss of this Doom Tower rotation. I will see you then. Bye-bye.